The time has come.
The time has come. You're a pro. Actually, you cut yours better than I did. No. I swear. This is like fun food. We want to eat this. We want to eat this every day.
We want this. Oh my God.
Good?
It's good. It is good. Usually my kitchen is a little bit messier. Whoa. Can you go in there?
You see the chicken breast in here? You can really get that in there. Again, you're building flavor here, right? It's not like you're not mad that you're eating quinoa instead of something else.
Hi viewers, I'm Stephanie St. Combe, award-winning host, and I have the pleasure of being in none other but Chef Alejandra Sanchez's kitchen.
Welcome, Steph. I'm so happy to be cooking with you today. We're gonna talk all things food and nutrition. Yeah. So first thing, go ahead and pass me that chicken. Okay. So we're gonna get those up here. And these are just gonna go in the oven for like 45 minutes. And we're gonna go ahead and season this with olive oil, salt, and pepper.
I'm not gonna lie, usually when I make my chicken, I make it one way all the time. So tell me more about this yogurt. How does this work?
Perfect. So what we're gonna do here is we have a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of smoked paprika. We're gonna put this all together, build it, mix it up, and just like slather the chicken with it. Do you wanna get your hands dirty?
Yeah.
Okay. The skin, you can kind of pull it back.
Whoa. Can you go in there?
Yeah, that way you see the chicken breast in here? You can really get that in there.
Okay.
And it just, again, you're building flavor here. We don't want to feel like we're missing anything when we have this bowl. We really want to have a lot of flavor.
Okay.
Very important, actually, inside of your oven is where this tray is placed. So you want to keep it towards the top. You don't really want to use it on the bottom because the heat's going to have a harder time getting there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our lettuce. Go ahead and pass me that. Here's how I go about this. I use my knife and I go in. I grab here towards the root and I come in and down. All right? Make sense?
Yeah.
And I always like to go with a piece that is going to be bite-sized. That way I'm not like chopping lettuce at my table, at my dinner table. All right. And then towards the front here, we're probably gonna do 1 or 2 more. Again, just because you wanna get that bite-sized piece. These are all good, they're fine. We're gonna put those right in here. Perfect. We'll take this bunch of lettuce, right? And again, we're just thinking of how big we want our bite to be. So this is gonna hang out in here for a few minutes. I usually like to do this first and then I'll go into cutting the rest of my vegetables. Okay. Let's go into our maybe red peppers next.
Okay.
Yeah. A bunch of different ways to cut this. We're gonna go the simple route and we're just gonna go down here on the side. So it gives us,
Oh, you don't get the seeds.
so we have our peppers are here. We're gonna go in a good amount of size, and then you always want your fingers back. When you do this, you run the risk of hitting your fingers. So we're gonna pull that back here. All right. And by cutting on the inside of the pepper versus this, we don't have to, if you do this, it's a harder time to get through that skin, and most of you don't have a sharp knife at home, so you can hurt yourself. So go for the inside. You want that to really be the place where you're chopping. Getting it the same size, honestly, practice. Don't worry about speed when you start doing this. You want the cut to be precise. You want the cut to be in the right place. You don't necessarily have to do this quickly. The speed will absolutely come as you keep doing this. Precision is not something that will come the more that you do it. It's something you really have to practice. So, do you want to try one? Yeah, awesome. So you see here, you're gonna do this little claw and you're gonna almost holding it down like that, and then let's lower this. Perfect. Hold it a little higher up.
Hold it higher up?
Yep, like closer to this part. There you go.
That?
Yeah. Good job. Let's do our cucumber first. We're gonna let this boil for like another minute or 2, get the bubbles really going. We're gonna chop that. First things first, we're gonna cut around the seeds, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna cut on this side, down. All right, I've got a little bit of seeds, that'll be okay. that one. I like to square it off. Again, nothing's gonna go to waste. That's gonna go in my water later. And then usually you can split this in 3 or 4. So we go, you wanna look over, and then a 4th. Good? And I'm gonna go this way. And I like to do them cubed, so I wanna look at where I'm going. So it's the same size. Table salt is gonna be very different. So you wanna not use table salt. Again, kosher is good. Fleur de sel is nice. Better to finish it, or sea salt, all good. The amount that you're gonna use in here, I can eyeball it, of course. I don't really measure quinoa. I kind of go by my hand just like this. And then it expands, you know, it like puffs up a little. So enough room to go. So our quinoa's working, chicken's working. We have 2 of our veggies here. We can go into the red onion. And this is my favorite thing in the world to do. So you're gonna take off here, just a little bit on the end. Most people are gonna go in here.
Oh my gosh, I always cut my Okay.
We're
So
saving. It saves you just
little,
that.
This is
Because
it.
you need this to hold the onion together. If not, it's just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Same on this end. If, again, a lot of people are gonna like try to do this. Just a little, you're doing this for stability. That's it. You're gonna use the knife and you're gonna pull it back here instead of using your nails. We're gonna pull that up.
Oh, to get all that skin off.
Exactly. So that's peeling an onion. We're gonna use the whole thing, but if not, you would chop it in half before you peeled it.
Okay.
Okay, in this case, we're using the whole onion, so we are not chopping it in half until afterwards. Now, we're gonna go down the middle. This part is, again, that anatomy of the onion. Make it easier for yourself. Move it around so that you have a more stable base. Don't move your body trying to cut it. So I know that if I go here, these ends are gonna be pretty even. If I were to do this, it's just gonna be a little too rocky. So we'll go right there, half. And now here, that's what we were talking about before. If I had chopped all of this off, this would have come apart. And then, well then. So we can go this way. I like it like this, and I like to do these with hot water and vinegar. And then I just keep them in the fridge and it keeps in there for a while. That's the slices. We're gonna do a dice on this one. So we're gonna slice this way, almost all the way to the back. And that's gonna give us, the size that you go here is essentially the size that they're gonna come out cubed.
Add it up.
And then hold it at the end there because it does tend to slide a little bit, okay? So now that we go this way, we're gonna turn it and we're going this way twice. If it was a bigger onion, maybe 3 times. We're gonna go in here. Make sure your hands are out of the way. And then the second one, we're gonna go down here. Sounds good. And then we'll chop that in half. That's the beauty of it. So we're gonna go, we're gonna get those beautiful cubes.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love my onions diced.
Are they always
this
like
all the time.
different sizes?
Yeah, I like this way. And how are we doing with the quinoa?
You see how those little edges are starting to rip apart? That's an indication that it's almost done, but you can see the center. I don't know if you can, I can. I can still see the center of it is very, very white. It's not transparent yet. I'm gonna grab a little bit of olive oil, again, just to build flavor. Everything here we're doing is building flavor. The reason I do almost everything that I do is to build flavor. Everything else, if it's the same size, it's just to help the bowl feel better. If it's colors, to make it colorful, it makes it, it's a plus, but for me, flavor is king. And a touch of vinegar. This is a game changer. It takes your quinoa from, okay, to something really, like in 2 or 3 days, that vinegar is soaking in there, and the longer it sits in the fridge, the more flavorful it's getting, versus the longer it stays in the fridge, the tackier it's getting. And we're gonna move on to our chicken and asparagus. And we're gonna take this out. You're gonna see the beautiful color that we got with that rub that we put together.
Do you guys see the red from the paprika is beautiful.
Right? And remember I told you like the skin might get crunchy, it might not. Like it did, so it's nice. We could eat a little bit of this if we want to.
Wow.
Just to get ourselves a little.
It's not fried chicken, but it's still crispy.
Oh my God. I gotta get you a piece of that. It's really hot. So we're gonna scoot these guys over, giving us a little space for our asparagus. And then you see all that moisture? Good juices right there. Our asparagus is gonna cook in that.
Okay.
So, asparagus. This, 3 or 4 different ways. You can honestly, you could serve it just like this, fork and knife, good to go. You can shred it, pull it apart, or you can dice it.
What I noticed is that like
so good.
Vinegar, oils, herbs, spices.
Yeah.
That's what we want to put in.
That's perfect. Whenever people ask me how can I add flavor to food without adding more calories or adding more fat, because fat is flavor, truly spices are what's gonna do the trick. Same idea, again, kosher salt, always season your food. Everything needs to be seasoned every single step of the way, and also season it more than you think. So, and then let's use the tongs. We're gonna move these around so that they are coated. So we're gonna take it, you see?
Toss it in there really. Ooh.
You can smell it already?
Yeah, I can.
It goes back in. I make my salad dressing in a mason jar. Very easy, and I like it because when I'm done with it, if I have extra, I can just throw it in the fridge. I use a really nice olive oil. This one is Roy. It's from Liguria, the northwest region of Italy. They make it up in the mountains. Next things are white balsamic vinegar. 3 parts olive oil, 1 part vinegar here. And see how far we can go. We're gonna take that lemon, and I roll it, gets the juices flowing. You want to put your hand here so it'll catch the seeds. Perfect. So we have our salt, our vinegar, our olive oil, mustard. This is my secret weapon for adding a lot of flavor to food.
You gotta get the real stuff.
This is Dijon. I get coarse ground. I like having a little bit of texture in things. If not, it's like mushy. And cuanto basta, however much you need. And the best part of it, it's this simple.
Shake it up.
That's it.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
That's our oven. So our asparagus is ready, our chicken is ready.
It's calling.
It's ready for us. All right. It's so pretty. Look at these colors.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you can smell it?
Oh, I wish you could smell this, you guys. It's
Ooh.
so
We're gonna treat this chicken now. We're gonna try to open it and see. And this is how you can check if it's done. It'll kind of come apart here. All right.
Thank goodness.
We did it, see?
That, to me, that's like the moment. That's the test. It's like, is it done?
If it's not, you throw it back in the oven. That's the worst thing that can happen. And you see how, I don't know if you can tell like just how springy and juicy that is?
Yes.
That's because the Greek yogurt helps the membranes in between the chicken start to break down and the protein, and it's really nice, so.
Chef Ale, where can we find more of these yummy recipes that you do?
Feel free to write me a message, Albecause on Instagram, and that's pretty much it.
There you have it, viewers. Thank you so much for watching. And now you know, if you want to see more of Chef Alejandra's yummy recipes, you can go to @Albecause.
Perfect. Thanks.
Let's eat.
Let's see.